Hello, I'd like to welcome you all to Mark. Craig called me a couple weeks ago and said that your annual meeting was coming up, and he said, asked if I'd speak on a certain subject that several of us here in the room are on a committee looking at. And I said, yeah, sure, be happy to. Sounds like I'll probably learn some things too. And they said, oh, by the way, can we have it at your offices? So anyway, welcome to the Mid-America Regional Council. Don't tell my boss this, but with the view out of this building, I'd almost work here for just the view. And then one piece of logistics, if anybody needs to use the restroom, just kind of walk out to the receptionist desk, and before you get there, take a left. And they're in a hallway back there. Craig wanted me to talk about something that we're working on. Craig's been helping us. Bill Sixta with the Unified Government has been helping us, and that's the new International Energy Conservation Code that's coming out. And by the way, Bill, congratulations on Google. That's like KCK winning. That's like the World Cup, the World Series, and the Super Bowl all in one year. And those of us that are KCK expats like to see good things happen to the community. But anyway, before I get into the energy codes, let me talk about some of the energy initiatives that we have here at the Regional Council. One is our Regional Energy Task Force with some of our larger communities. Bill's on that. You can see the communities that are involved. We call that HRES, and we get hungry for Reese's peanut butter cups with that acronym, but it makes it kind of an attractive, more attractive group. Another is our low-income weatherization assistance program. We're doing that in seven different low-income neighborhoods, including the green zone that you may have heard about, and that's going in and training people to do weatherization improvements, and then people from the neighborhoods where we're doing the projects. And the goal is to do between 600 and 700 homes with the funds that we've got. The second from the bottom there is the smart lights from smart cities. You've seen in the paper where some of the larger communities have been experimenting with LED street lights and induction street lights. We're coordinating the program for 26 smaller cities all around the entire metropolitan area. And sometime between now and August, you're going to see close to 4,000 LED and induction street lights going up in those communities. What local communities pay for street lighting is probably the biggest utility expense that they have. And if you can reduce it with low energy street lights by 20–30%, that's a pretty big savings to those communities. The downside is that right now those low energy fixtures are more expensive by several times than what the metal halide and the high pressure sodium they've been putting up. But with the assistance of the federal funds, communities are going to be able to put them up and test them, and we hope the same thing happens to those fixtures that happen to your laptops, costs going down over time. And then last, what I'm going to talk about today is something part of our Energy Works Kansas City program. We've got a couple $1 million from Kansas City, Missouri to take metro-wide. A lot of the programs that are energy efficiency programs that are being tried in Kansas City, Missouri, and elsewhere throughout the metropolitan area with the goal of trying to transform how we do things and reduce our carbon footprint throughout the entire metropolitan area. Several things that in that Energy Works program that we're doing is workforce training, training people how to do energy retrofits, how to do auditing, how to do deconstruction. And so workforce training is a part of that. And then policy research is a major component of it. Some of the things that we have currently going on right now is taking a look at incentive programs for commercial businesses to invest in energy efficiency improvements in their buildings. Taking a look at tariffs that are charged to cities for their street lights. If the street lights don't take as many maintenance trips and they last twice as long and they use less energy, then it stands that the communities and taxpayers should be paying less. But the thing in particular that Craig wanted me to talk about is work that we're doing with the Energy Efficiency Code. Kansas got over $95 million in Federal Recovery Act funds from the Department of Energy, and one of the stipulations was that they would create a policy and a program to get all the new construction or additions, rehab work that's done by 2017, get 90% of it done according to the 2009 Energy Conservation Code. And then in terms of commercial businesses, the codes that they generally use, the same thing. Any new construction, not existing homes obviously, or existing buildings, but any new construction, that it would be done according to the 2009 Energy Efficiency Code, Energy Conservation Code. The Kansas Corporation Commission, or the Kansas Energy Office in that department, is leading the effort to meet that stipulation, and they're targeting jurisdictions that have had the most construction activity. There's like 400 cities in the state of Kansas, and most of them are small, but the ones like the Wichitas, Topekas, Lawrences, and then our metropolitan area where most of the construction is occurring is where they're targeting their efforts, and they came to us for assistance in trying to get the communities to adopt at a minimum the 2009 Energy Efficiency Code. Well, when they came to us, the 2012 code was in the process of being adopted, and it was adopted in late 2010. Many of the communities had said several years ago that they were going to jointly, consistently pass over the 2009 code and adopt the 2012 code. So what we're doing right now is trying to do some research on what the cost benefits would be of both the 2009 and the 2012 energy conservation codes, and educating people, stakeholders in the construction industry, and then also our elected officials. The issue is going to be is that right now, with the construction industry being bottomed out, and fortunately it is starting to come back, but with the problems that we've had with the construction industry, we're concerned there may be a huge pushback to adopting the energy codes. The energy codes, if you did life cycle costing, would obviously save a building owner or a residence considerable money. It would more than pay for the additional cost up front, but you know, it's kind of a rough time to be selling elected officials on adopting additional codes that will raise the upfront cost. But we're in the process of trying to get additional information. There's been enough studies done that the 2009 Energy Efficiency Code saves roughly 20 to 30% over prior building codes. And there's information out that shows that probably the 2012 code would save another 20–30%. What we haven't seen is studies that show the additional upfront cost. And we know that's the first question that we're going to get. And so we're working with the Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas Corporation Commission to try to have some people put together that information, do a full cost-benefit study. Kind of the status of the codes. This is the Kansas slide, then I've got a Missouri slide. You can see that very few communities in the past have adopted under energy codes, have adopted the energy codes. I think there's less than 15 throughout the metropolitan area, and there's 120 cities in our metro area have adopted energy codes. I used to be with planner with the city of Lenexa, and It was our building official who was chairman of the national committee that put together the energy efficiency code, so we thought we better get that adopted. It would be a little embarrassing for him, but you know, there's just a few communities that have adopted the 2000 and 2006 energy conservation codes, and we're going to try to encourage more of the communities to adopt an energy code, whether it be 2009 or 2012. We would like to have some consistency for the design community, the building community. It's just a lot easier if everybody in the metropolitan area is under one code, but that probably won't be the case. There's the Missouri communities. You can see Belton, Gladstone, Jackson County, Kansas City, Missouri, Platte County, and Raymore have adopted the energy conservation codes in the past. I know the unified government is taking a look at it now. Kansas City, Missouri, and Overland Park are also starting to take a look at the more recent editions of the code. One case study that I find kind of interesting that we came upon is in the city of Lawrence. Ezell Morgan Homes built two homes, about $280,000 homes there, and built them according to the 2009 energy code. And I think they've built maybe about a half a dozen now, and the longest any of them have been on the market is 6 days. They were spec energy conservation homes. The builder guarantees the savings in energy over a 2-year period. The additional cost was approximately $7,000 that related to building the homes in a more energy efficient manner, and the payback is 3 or 4 years. So pretty quick payback for some additional cost. There was a good market for them, and again, when these went up, they went up on a spec basis. Right now, that's kind of the best example we've got of cost benefit of energy efficient construction. That's something that we are in the process of trying to research further. And with that, wrap it up and take questions later.
Thank you.